Maline. Namo Pankajanetraya, Namaste Pankajangre.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So now I'm trying to connect to the YouTube live. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you. Just one quick step and we will start very shortly. Okay. So Hare Krishna, thank you so much for giving this chance to purify our lives, our existence by reciting the prayers of Kunti and trying to understand and what are these prayers, how we can understand, and how we can try to memorize the meaning, etc. So very, very important for our spiritual lives. And I will share my screen now. So you should be able to see my screen. We'll start with the Mangalacharan prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadhamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tham Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Guruve Gaura Chandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Bhaktaya Namo Namah. So please bless me, please pray for me. So for the next few minutes, I can become a via medium in the hands of Guru and Gauranga and share what I have learned, received from the Guru Parampara in a very transparent way for my purification and for my spiritual growth. And so I humbly seek your blessings and prayers before I begin. So just a quick recap. We'll quickly, recap all the slides which we have covered in the past. Prayers of Queen Kunti Devi. So we discussed that prayer is a part of Vandanam and it is one of the 9 limbs of Bhakti. Then we discussed the importance of hearing Bhagavatam. So it is a section 1.8 of Srimad Bhagavatam. We discussed the background, who is Kunti Devi, how was her name Kunti came up, what's her childhood name, how she got married to Pandu, and then the 5 Pandavas were born. We discussed the difference in the Vedic rules and bhakti, man versus woman, things like that. And then what is prayer? What are the different types of prayer? And what Kunti Maharani is praying. We did some exercises also, recollecting our prayers. Then we came to the scene where Kunti Maharani is offering this prayer, basically after the Kurukshetra war, when Krishna was about to leave. So, and then we finally started with the first one, text number 18 onwards for the next up till 25 verses, we have this. So I'll just quickly recite the verses which we have covered. That's 18 and 19, I believe. Kunti Uvacha Namasye Purusham Tvadyam Ishwaram Prakrite Param Alakshayam Sarvabhutanam Antarbahir Avasthitam Maya Javanika Chandam Agyadhokshajam Avyayam Nalakshaye Nalakshase Mudadrisha Nato Natye Dharo Yatha. So in the first verse, she is calling that how Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. He is the Parama Purusha, and he is cannot be seen by the normal beings. Although he is inside and outside, but still he cannot be perceived by ordinary beings. Then why? Because he has a special curtain. He's a curtain of illusory energy. One needs to purify, one to understand Krishna, the supreme personality of Godhead, who looks like an ordinary person. So the foolish people, the Mudas, cannot understand him because as good as an actor cannot be understood when he is wearing a dress. So we discussed on that. And then finally, we also discussed this verse, the humility of Kunti Devi, how she's saying that I'm just an ordinary woman. Krishna, great, Paramahamsas, Munis, etc., Gyanis. It is very, very difficult to understand Krishna, and how just I'm a simple woman. How will I understand? So, and that's what the gopis are praying. That's what the great souls think. They never think that, oh, I'm, special or I am close to Krishna. They always think that I am very far from Krishna. So, with that, we will move to the next topic or the next um, verse, which is text 21. So, you want to read this one, the verse and the translation?
Yes, Prabhuji. Text 21. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Translation. Let me therefore offer my respectful obeisances unto the Lord, who has become the son of Vasudeva, the pleasure of Devaki, the boy of Nanda, and the other cowheadman of Vrindavana, and the enliverer of the cows and the senses.
Very nice. We'll read the purport as well. So, Renuka Mataji, you want to read?
Yes, Prabhuji. Purpose. The Lord being thus unapproachable by any material assets, out of unbounded and causeless mercy descended to the earth as he is in order to show his special mercy upon his unalloyed devotees and to diminish the upsurges of the demoniac persons. Queen Kunti specifically adores the incarnations or descendants of Lord Krishna above all other incarnations because in this particular incarnation he is more approachable. In the Rama incarnation, he remained a king's son from his very childhood, but in the incarnation of Krishna, although he was the son of a king, he at once left the shelter of his real father and mother, King Vasudeva and Queen Devaki, just after his appearance and went to the lap of Yashodamai to play the part of an ordinary cowherd boy in the blessed Vrajbhumi. which is very sanctified because of his childhood pastimes. Therefore, Lord Krishna is more merciful than Lord Rama. He was undoubtedly very kind to Kunti's brother Vasudeva and family. Had he not become the son of Vasudeva and Devaki, Queen Kunti could not claim him to be her nephew and thus addresses Krishna in parental affection. But Nanda and Yashoda are more fortunate because they could relish the Lord's childhood pastimes, which are more attractive than all other pastimes. There is no parallel to his childhood pastimes as exhibited as Vrajbhumi, which are replica of his eternal affairs in the original Krishna Loka described as the Chintamani Dhama in the Brahma Samhita. Lord Sri Krishna descended himself at Vrajabhumi with all his transcendental entourage and paraphernalia. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu therefore confirmed that no one is as fortunate as the residents of Vrajabhumi, and specifically the cowherd girls who dedicated their everything for the satisfaction of the Lord. His pastimes with Nanda and Yashoda and his pastimes with the cowherd men, especially with the cowherd boys and the cows, have caused him to be known as Govinda. Lord Krishna as Govinda is more inclined to the Brahmanas and the cows, indicating thereby that human prosperity depends more on these two items, namely Brahmanical culture and cow protection. Lord Krishna is never satisfied where these are lacking. Thank you, Prabhuji.
So in this particular verse, Kunti Maharani is speaking so many wonderful names of Krishna. Krishnaya, Vasudevaya, Devaki Nandanaya, Nanda Gopa Kumaraya, Govindaya. All this is such a beautiful names of Krishna. By just chanting these names, we are just glorifying. We are doing kirtan actually. Because kirtan is of multiple form. Nama kirtan, Lila kirtan, Rupa kirtan. So Kunti Maharani is doing actually kirtan. And she's showing. And therefore all the limbs of bhakti, like we discussed that she is speaking prayers, which is Vandanam, but she is glorifying Krishna. Kirti means to glorify or to be the glory. Kirti means glory, and when we glorify, it is called kirtan. So Krishna has four special features which no other incarnations have. The no Vishnu other like Lord Vishnu doesn't have these Rupa Madhuri, Venu Madhuri, Leela Madhuri, and Prema Madhuri. So Kunti Maharani is speaking about or remembering all these special aspects of Krishna, which, as it is said, Lord Krishna is more merciful than even Lord Rama. We don't hear a lot of childhood pastimes of Lord Rama. Lord Rama was very straight. But Krishna is in the Tribhanga form, always bent. Like in this flute also, he never stands straight. He's always bent. His activities are also bent. His body is also bent. And therefore one of his name is Baka. Baka means bent. Tribhanga Lalita was bent in three forms. So Rupa Madhuri, his extraordinary beauty. Next is Venu Madhuri. Krishna's flute has multiple names: Venu, Murali, Basuri, Vamsi. In English, there is one flute, but Sanskrit is much more rich. And then Leela Madhuri. So, why does Krishna come? Bhagavad Gita says, Paritranayam sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam. But that he can do, his main reason is not to kill the demoniac, but to give the pleasure. Nanda Gopa Kumara, Devaki Nandanaya. All these Ananda, Nanda. Anand word is happiness. Nanda Nandana, Devaki Nandana, Yashoda Nandana. All this means they're the darling of Nanda, the darling of Yashoda, darling of Vasudev. So these are all names connected to Krishna, that one who gives lot of pleasure to anyone connected to him, especially his parents. How fortunate were they to to be part of Krishna's childhood pastimes, as Kunti Maharani is speaking, because she didn't get those to exchange those. Krishna was there with them, but not in the childhood pastimes. Children are always liked by everyone. Any child, everyone loves children. Uh, everyone loves babies. Even if it's an elephant's baby, everyone likes it. So these words are very simple. Krishna, the Supreme Lord, Vasudevaya, the son of Vasudev. So when we say Vasudev, it's the father. When we say Vasudev with the capital or the so that's the Vasudev is Krishna, the son. Devaki Nanda, that's the one who gives pleasure to Devaki. That's again referring to Krishna. Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. So all these words are very simple to understand, that to the Nanda Maharaj, to the cowherd men, and to their sons, that's the other cowherd friends, um, he's always giving pleasure. He's giving pleasure to the Brahmanas. Namo Brahmane Devaya Go Brahmane Hitaya Cha Jagaditaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Nama. Again, the word Govinda is coming. Namo Brahmane Devaya. All these words this mantra we speak during offering the bhoga, that one who gives pleasure to the cows and one who gives pleasure to the senses. Go also means senses. So Krishna, through his extraordinary pastimes, Leela Madhuri, like who would steal butter? Have we heard like Lord Ram stealing butter? Have we heard Lord Vishnu stealing butter or Narsingadev stealing butter from Hiranyakashipu? No, they just come and do their specific pastimes and then wrap it up. But Krishna inundates, that's what Swaghosham Nimajjantam Akhya Payantam, that he inundates the residents of Vrindavan in the flood house of his wonderful pastimes, which are full of love, which are full of devotion, which are full of the different rasas, Sakhya ras, Vatsalya ras, Madhurya ras, and so many different rasas Krishna is exchanging. Just to share one story of Sakhya ras, of talking about Krishna's Leela's Madhuri. One time, Krishna with his friends was sitting, and his friends told, Sridama, Balaramji also is acting in different rasas. So they told, Krishna, open your mouth and close your eyes. We want to put a very special sweet in your mouth. And that sweet is made up of milk, yogurt, sugar, etc. Very nice sweet balls. And Krishna trusts them. They are all in the forest. Krishna trusts them and say, okay, open your mouth, close your eyes. And then as soon as Krishna does so, they put a very bitter flower in Krishna's mouth. And then Krishna closes his mouth and then, oh, what is that bitter thing? So the Supreme Lord closes his eyes and trusts his devotee, and the Supreme Lord does not know what they are putting. So he's acting like this, just inundating, and everyone then has a big laugh, big laugh. Everyone is laughing. See, look at Krishna. See, we made fun of him. Look at him. Everyone is laughing. And then Krishna also starts to laugh. That's the humor rasa, or in friendship, in humor. So that's Leela Madhuri. So many other stories are there. One time Krishna is his mother has given him a lot of bracelets and bands and nice jewels, etc. So what the mother Yashoda has dressed Krishna very, very nicely. And then Krishna always was known for stealing butter. One of his name is Makhan Chor. So then finally one day Krishna took a pot and started eating like anything. And Mother Yashoda always had this doubt whether my child is really a thief or people are still, complaining or they want to complain because they don't like it or something like that. Mata Yashoda always had this doubt. But today, Mata Yashoda saw Krishna red-handed. Well, Krishna is sitting right there and he's eating butter, handful after handfuls, one after the other. And Mata Yashoda is just watching. And then finally, first she's so amazed to see Krishna, little baby trying to eat handfuls after handfuls of us. She's relishing that aspect, Leela Madhuri. And then she then comes, Krishna, today I caught you were red-handed. Now, before mother could speak anything, Krishna, gives a clarification. So Mata, oh Mata, you must be thinking that I am a thief. You must be thinking like that. It is pretty natural for you to think like that, right? Because there's a butter pot in my hands and my hands are full of butter. So you must be thinking like that. But actually, let me clarify. It is not that I was eating butter. It is not that I was eating butter. Actually, my hands, they were burning because, you have overloaded my hands with these, you know, wrist bracelets and pearls and this. So my hand were getting so much heat. So I was putting them in the cooling butter so I can get some relief. Oh, Mata said, Acha, Acha. Oh, that's the reason. Okay, you're not thief. And then the mother would hug and feed the child. This is just a few, one or two of these unlimited pastimes, oceans of pastimes. The scriptures are full of those pastimes. That's only Krishna shows, his Leela Madhuri. And then Prema Madhuri, surrounded by his loving devotees. Krishna is never alone. Whenever we see any picture of Krishna, if he is alone, actually that picture is not bona fide. Like in this picture over here on the screen, um, how Krishna's cows are with him, how Krishna's friends, Krishna's flowers, Krishna's bees, Krishna's monkeys, Krishna's cowherd friends, Krishna's gopis, Krishna's parents, someone or the other is always there with him. And the famous story of Govardhan, where he was surrounded by devotees from all rasas. He was exchanging all the 5 rasas for 7 days and 7 nights. So that's Prema Madhuri. Topmost love he's exchanging. Therefore, he comes actually to give us a trailer of what spiritual world is like, so that us who are so conditioned beings, who are trying to find happiness in this so-called material world, in this so-called happiness, which is actually ocean of salt. Imagine, there is ocean of salt as per Bhagavatam, material world is ocean of salt. What is the likelihood of finding happiness? We may make futile attempts after attempts. We have already made millions of lifetimes of attempts to find that happiness in the material world. But therefore, Krishna is coming to teach us what is real happiness. And if you establish or re-establish your connection with me, you will be really happy. Otherwise, all those attempts will be futile. So he's giving us a trailer so we can be attracted to watch the full movie in Back Home, Back to Godhead. But we have to pay the price. To go to the movie theater and buy the ticket, that's the price to watch the movie. So similarly, to go back home to the spiritual world and watch the full movie or be even a part of that movie, we have to pay the price of sincere bhakti, because nothing comes without price. Are we the right candidate to be there? That Krishna will test, and that is our sincerity in the process of bhakti. These 4 special qualities Krishna exhibits, and therefore he is very, very dear. Then we discuss the word Vasudev, Vasudev. So one other meaning is one who is situated in complete transcendence. Sattvam Vishuddham Vasudeva Shabditam. In complete Shuddha Sattva. That means Krishna is not under the spell of material qualities like us. Anger, lust, greed, all these material qualities have bound me. Laziness, passion, ignorance, etc. They bind me and I'm just a puppet in their hands. But Krishna, Krishna runs. Krishna is the puppeteer of even the Maya. Maya Dhyakshena Prakriti Suyate Sucharacharam. Krishna says, under my direction, this Prakriti is working. The Prakriti, which is, the puppeteer for us, is the puppet in the hands of Krishna. Because everyone is a servant of Krishna. All the demigods are also serving Krishna in different capacities. So, and we discussed the word Nanda also, the one who gives Ananda. And Krishna's multiple names you can, recall. Devaki Nandana, Vasudeva Nandana, Yashoda Nandana, Nanda Nandana, Gopi Jana Vallabha. So many names of Krishna. And in this verse itself, it is very easy to learn also. Okay, we'll move to the next one. There's one verse from Mukundamala Stotra, which also has very similar words and names. You can try to learn also. This is quite similar. Jayatu Jayatu Devo Devaki Nandanoyam. Jayatu Jayatu Krishno Vrishni-vamsha Pradipa. Jayatu Jayatu Megha Shamala Komalango. Jayatu Jayatu Prithvi Bharanasho Mukunda. So beautiful. In the Mukundamala Stotra, this verse comes. So what is happening here is King Kulashekar Alwar is speaking this. What is he saying? Jayatu Jayatu, make all glories, all victories to whom? Devaki Nandanoyam. The word came in the previous verse also. Who gives pleasure to Devaki, the son of Devaki, who is absorbed. And look at these beautiful paintings. These are paintings, these are not just paintings, these are like the windows to spiritual world. Just by looking at this painting, these are like eternal paintings. This was painted at least about 50 years back. But they are ever fresh, like Krishna's pastime. And we have heard amongst the 8 forms which deity manifests, one is paint. And especially when it is done by devotees under the guidance of a bona fide teacher. And in this scenario, it was Srila Prabhupada who guided his disciples to paint these wonderful paintings depicting Lord's pastimes. They were not, professional painters who were with Prabhupada to paint these, but they had one thing: sincerity to serve the spiritual master. And as we say, Divya Gyan Hriday Prakashito, all the divine knowledge comes, everything required comes if one has sincerity of purpose. Otherwise, is it an easy thing to paint like that? From a material perspective also? No easy thing. And they had no experience, but still extraordinary paintings they did, which are like windows to spiritual world and will always remain so. So first is Devaki Nandanoyam. Then Krishna, Vrishni-vamsha Pradipa. He is the Pradipa. The Deepa, Deepadan, the lamp, or the beacon light. He is like the like Kul ka Chirag, if we call in Hindi. He's of the Vrishni Vamsha or the Kula, Vrishni Kula. He's the beacon light. As Prahlad Maharaj is said to be the beacon light of the Daityas. So you all are beacon lights. Actually, by being a devotee is actually the best thing one can do to one's Vamsha, one can do to one's Kula, because everyone, generations before and generations after, both from mother's side, father's side, husband's side, wife's side, everyone gets benefit by being a devotee, because a devotee is a beacon light for his or her Kula. Then Megha Shama la Komalanga. Megha means is cloud. Shama is dark, monsoon cloud, blackish cloud. There's a bhajan called Chaurashtikam. In that, there's a verse. It says Krishna has stolen. He's an expert thief. Chaura Ashtakam. 8 verses to glorify the topmost thief. Chaura and Ashtakam, like Damodar Ashtakam, like Sachi Sutta Ashtakam. This is Chaura Ashtakam. So over there is one verse which says, Navambuda Shamala Kanti Chauram Chauragraganyam Purusham Namami Shri Radhikaya. This is a very nice bhajan actually. Navambuda Shamala Kanti Chauram. He has stolen the Kanti, the color of Navambuda Shamala, the black monsoon uh, cloud. He has stolen the color from him. Chaura Graganyam. All glories to that famous thief in all the three universes. So that's Krishna. Megha Shamala Komalango. Often people think, oh, Krishna must have gone to some big gym or built some heavy muscles. And sometimes, there's a big like Atlas cycle and he's holding the globe and he's like about to fall down. Or you may have seen, some like World Olympics and things like that. They lift, heavy weight, oh, like 500 pounds and 1 second, 2 second, boom, and stop. It's not like that. It's not Krishna doesn't have to go to gym and build some muscles. On the little pinky of his left hand for 7 days and 7 nights, he was lifting the Govardhan effortlessly. He didn't have to go to gym, or he was not feeling strain. Oh, Indra, please stop. I'm getting tired. That's Krishna. Very, very komala. Very, very soft. Softer than the softest for his devotees, and harder than the hardest for his non-devotees. Vajrat api kathorat kusumat api komalat. And that's how his guru also is. Like Hiranyakashipu, his nails were very hard for the stone-like chest. Hiranyakashipu vakshaha shilatanka nakhalaya. He ripped apart. Nrsimhadev ripped apart the chest of Hiranyakashipu. It was like stone-like. Hiranyakashipu was not an ordinary person. He was very, very powerful. He had controlled everyone except for Brahma, Shiva, and Lord Vishnu. But that stone-like chest was ripped apart. But the paws of Nrsimhadev were very, very gentle, very, very komala to his beloved Prahlad Maharaj. Jayatu Prithvi Bhar Nasho Mukunda. Prithvi ka bhar nash karte hain. He destroys the burden. As we discuss, multiple reasons he comes. Paritranaya sadhuna, vinashaya cha dushkrita, vinash. So that's how we should try to link the words. Nash, vinash, right? We should try to link the words and often try to say, oh, where did I heard the word Devaki? Do I know any other words which I can, speak from the word Devaki? Something like that we should do is like make it fun. If you saw that video which I recently did, this linking is very helpful. It will help us to understand the words better, and also it will help us to retain those what we already have learned. Otherwise, if we don't use it or if we don't make an effort to recollect those, then we would lose it. So often we should try to do, oh, Nash, just challenge yourself. Tell me, just asking, talking loud to ourselves. Tell me something from the word Prithvi, something from the word Bhara, something from the word Nasha. So like that we should ask. And then we may take some time, but at least we will exercise. At least we'll make it fun. And of course, Mukunda, which has multiple meaning. Mukti Dadati iti Mukunda, one who gives liberation. And we know Krishna gives the topmost liberation, that is the back home, back to Godhead. So this is a very nice verse that Kunti Maharani is, not asking anything to Krishna. Pure devotees don't ask from Krishna. What is Kulashekar Alvar doing here? He's not asking Krishna. He's just glorifying Krishna. Prabhupada says, everyone asks for God. Oh God, give me my daily bread. Oh God, help me. Oh God, I'm struggling. Oh God, do this for me. Oh God, make my child pass. Oh God, make my child healthy. Oh God, give me a job. Oh God, give me this. Oh God, give me that. That he will do anyways. Does the elephant in the African jungle pray to God so that he can be fed food? No. Even the atheist people they are less people dying of hunger, more people dying of obesity. So even if it's a tiny ant or the big whale or the elephant, they get food. But a devotee should try to give to Krishna. That's the Prabhupada's mood. What am I doing for Krishna? Am I just always asking Krishna, give me, give me, give me? Or am I trying to serve him? How can we serve him? By doing what he has asked us to do. How will he ask us to do? Through his words, through his bona fide representatives, and through the scriptures, Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. The scriptures will tell what Krishna wants us to do. The Guru will tell what Krishna wants us to do. The sadhus will tell what Krishna wants us to do. And if we do that, then we are giving Krishna something. And there are so many things we can do to give Krishna. So that's the full shelter. Any comments so far? Before we move to the next verse, which is also very, very special. So I hope all the words in this verse are clear. Krishnaya, Vasudevaya, Dev. We discussed two verses which have very same meaning. Let me share a very nice story, or a joke and a story both. So once upon a time, there were 4 thieves. So they had heard Krishna's names, like we are hearing here, Vasudeva. So they had heard Krishna's name and they had made a code language. So they would do robbery by speaking Krishna's name. So one would say Narayana. The next one would say Damodara. The third one will say Vasudeva. And the fourth one will say Hari. So the first one would say Narayana. Oh, the abode of Lakshmi is coming. A big wealthy person is coming. They would say Narayana. And then the next one, Damodara. Dam means a rope, and belly, Udar means belly. That means he has his wallet near his belly. The wealthy person has his wallet near his belly. He's tying that. So the third one would say, Vasudeva. Take the bas, take the bamboo stick and hit. And the fourth one will say, and then it will grab the money, hit the person. Hari, 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 Hari. So that was their unique way to steal. And just by doing that, guess they went, Krishna came. Because we know the story of Ajamil, how he called out the word Narayana, and then the 4 Vishnu Dutas came to help him. So the point here is that when we recite these verses, which are full of Krishna's name, there is all auspiciousness. Even I'm not saying we start applying or imitating or following the footsteps of those thieves, but the point is that even unknowingly, or even one takes the name, or even they say, oh, Hare Krishna people are fools, or Hare Krishna people are crazy. At least that person is speaking Hare Krishna, which is the name of Radharani, the name of Lord Gauranga, Lord Krishna, Lord Nityananda. So all auspiciousness certainly comes when we recite these names. Okay, so with that, we will come to the next verse for today, which is very, very nice verse, and I really like this verse a lot. So let's study this verse. So now Renuka Mataji can read the verse, and Prabhu or Sharanya Mataji can read the purport.
Text 22. नमो पङ्कजनाभाय नमो पङ्कजमालिने नमो पङ्कजनेत्राय नमस्ते पङ्कजाङ्ग्रये. Translation. My respectful obeisances are unto you, O Lord, whose abdomen is marked with a depression like a lotus flower, who are always decorated with garlands of lotus flowers, whose glance is as cool as the lotus, and whose feet are engraved with lotuses.
Yes. Shranya Mataji or Ekant Prabhu, you want to read?
Okay, first I will, then I can. Yes. Purport. Here are some of the specific symbolical marks on the spiritual body of the personality of Godhead, which distinguish his body from the body of all others. There are all special features of the body of the Lord. The Lord may appear as one of us, but he is always distinct by his specific bodily features. Srimati Kunti claims herself unfit to see the Lord because of her being a woman. This is claimed because women, Shudras, and the Dvijabandhus, or the wretched descendants of the higher three castes, are unfit by intelligence to understand transcendental subject matters concerning the spiritual name, fame, attributes, forms, etc. of the supreme absolute truth. Such persons, although they are unfit to enter into spiritual affairs of the Lord, can see him as the Archa Vigraha who descends to the material world just to distribute favors to the fallen soul, including the above mentioned women, Shudras, and the Dvijabandhus. Because such fallen souls cannot see anything beyond matter, the Lord uh, condescends to enter into each and every one of the innumerable universes as the Garbhodakashayi Vishnu, who throws a lotus stem from the lotus like depression in the center of his transcendental abdomen, and thus Brahma, the first living being in the universe, is born. Therefore, the Lord is known as Pankajanabi. The Pankajanabi Lord accepts the Archa Vigraha in different elements, namely a form within the mind, a form made of wood, a form made of earth, a form made of metal, a form made of jewel, a form made of paint, a form drawn on sand, etc.
The Lord are always decorated with garland of lotus flowers, and there should be a soothing atmosphere in the temple of worship to attract the burning attention of non-devotees, always engaged in material wrangling. The mediators worship a form within the mind. Therefore, God is merciful even to the women, Sudras, and Vijabandhus, provided they agree to visit the temple of worship in different forms made for them. Such temple visitors are not idolaters as alleged by some men with a poor fund of knowledge. All the great acharyas established such temples of worship in all places just to favor the less intelligent, and one should not possess himself as transcendenting the stage of worship, temple worship, while one is actually in the category of the Shudras and the women or less. One should begin to see the Lord from his lotus feet, gradually raising to the thighs, waist, chest, and face. One should not try to look at the face of the Lord without being accustomed to seeing to the lotus feet of the Lord. Srimati Kunti, because of her being the aunt of the Lord, did not begin to see the Lord from the lotus feet because the Lord might feel ashamed, and thus Kunti Devi, just to save a painful situation for the Lord, began to see the Lord just above his lotus feet, that is, from the waist of the Lord, gradually raising to the face and then down to the lotus feet. In the round, everything there is in order.
Thank you. Thank you so much. This verse, this one verse is sufficient to understand everything. And if we just meditate upon this verse, so many things to learn actually from this one verse. And the words are also very, very easy. So Krishna's beauty is unlimited. One of the six opulence of the Supreme Lord is his extraordinary beauty. Now, in mundane terms, when we put some jewels on our hands or some flowers in the hair, the person does it to make himself or herself beautiful. But it is opposite with Krishna. The flowers get more beautified when they come in contact with Krishna. And we could sense that actually. One time when we had put the yellow darshan, you remember, we had put a lot of flowers. When I sent in our altar, we had put a lot of flowers. And I was actually feeling that these flowers, when they were in the flower vase, they were not looking, they were nice, but not really nice. But when they have come in contact with Krishna's lotus feet or around Krishna, or on his feet or around him, there's Krishna on his hands, their beauty has increased. So Krishna is all beautiful because he is the one who created everything. Whether it is lotus or whether it is the best of the best, Mr. World, Miss World, which the male gets attracted to the female and the female to the male, but all that is coming from Krishna's beauty. Krishna is the beauty among the beautiful. So lotus is just one way to give us some understanding of Krishna's beauty. We cannot compare. Like, unlimited lotuses are not sufficient to tell us or help us understand how beautiful Krishna is. But just for our understanding, so that we can relate, or whenever we see lotus, we can remember Krishna. So now this lotus has many, many meanings. Let's try to understand the different meanings actually. One meaning is the Pankaja Nabha. Nabhi means navel. When the Supreme Lord is there there are three Purusha avatars. First is Karanodakshai Vishnu, and then the Garbhodakshai Vishnu, and then the Shirodakshai Vishnu. So from the navel of Garbhodakshai Vishnu comes, who is present in every universe. So first from Karanodakshai Vishnu, unlimited universes come, material worlds, unlimited. In each universe, Krishna expands as his second Purusha Avatara called Garbhodakshai Vishnu. And from his navel, which is Pankajanabha, lotus-like, the beautiful navel of the Supreme Lord, there comes a stem. And again, that lotus, which you see in this picture, where Lord Brahma is present on that lotus. So we can remember Krishna's Srishti also when we think of lotus. Krishna's Srishti means creation. There are unlimited universes, as we mentioned, and they are like a garland actually. They are like a garland around Krishna's neck. So all those 14 planetary systems included in unlimited universes, we can also think of Pankaja Maline, Mala, this words you can link. Mala means garland, Pankaja Maline. So we can think of Krishna's Srishti or creation, and we can also think of Krishna's beautiful garland, which is, yes.
Prabhuji, what is the meaning of Pankaj?
Yes, Pankaj means lotus.
Lotus, okay.
Pankaj means lotus. We will come to, you want to learn 50 names of Krishna today in very, very easy way?
Yes, Prabhuji, I'm always ready.
More than 50. We will learn a way how you can, learn so many names of Krishna. So we can remember Krishna's creation and then the secondary created Brahma sitting on the lotus. And then we can also think of Krishna's garland, the Pankaj Mala, the necklace of lotuses. I'm not sure if you have seen the deities wearing necklace, but of lotuses, but they certainly wear. I've seen in Vrindavan and other temples also. Uh, and there is lotus flower. One other thing which is very, very important is the principles of bhakti also, the do's and don'ts we can learn from lotus. We have to be like lotus in this world. That means be of this world but not in this, be in this world but not of this world. A lotus has a tiny thin layer, like a lamination, natural lamination. That means if a dirt particle or like a muddy dirt comes over the lotus, it won't retain over the lotus. That means it will not take bad association. It will stay away from bad association. And even though sometimes it may be in filthy or not so like kichad, muddy water, but it will still blossom. So much to learn from this one lotus. It is teaching about Krishna's creation. It is teaching about how to be in this world. And it also tells about the topmost Goloka Vrindavan, which is also like lotus. As you see in the second picture, besides Brahmaji, Golok Vrindavan, the different petals. There's a nice bhajan actually, in the whole bhajan, which tells that there's the Golok Vrindavan, and in the center is Radha Krishna, and then the different petals are like the different manjaris and their servants. So that's also we can think of the spiritual Golok Vrindavan just by one lotus. Just see the beauty of Krishna and the beauty of our acharyas. One verse has so many meanings and sufficient to achieve all success, Srila Prabhupada said. Just this one verse. It's telling about creation, it's telling about how to be in this world. That means even though we may be in bad environment, sometimes things, not sometimes, things will never go as per we would like them to go, right? But how we have to be like lotus by always trying to be Krishna conscious, and even though circumstances may be challenging, because that's material world. 99.99% of the population does not want to practice bhakti because they want to be away from Krishna. But how we can be lotus so that we can go to the true lotus that's back home, back to Godhead. One other, and this I shared today, I loved it so much, I thought to add it here. Look at the beauty of Krishna. Look at the garland. Look at the bees. Look at those butterflies. Look at those parrots. Look at those peacocks. Krishna is never alone, I said. He's always with his entourage. So this is Lord Krishna always keeps his devotees very close to his heart. The Supreme Lord keeps on his neck those living entities who are pure, as one protects the jewels and the pearls on the bosom and neck of one's body. Those living entities in the pure Krishna consciousness are symbolized by the pearls on his neck. So whenever we see the garland around Krishna's neck, or the pearls, or the different, mala, pankaja malini. So nama pankaja nabhaya, navel, nama pankaja malini, the garland, nama pankaj netraya, netra means eyes, and namaste pankaj angri, the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. So it is certainly very, very nice spiritual desire to, whenever we see the garland, oh, how I wish how can I also become like that garland, very, very dear. And how can we become? By becoming a pure devotee. Who are pure, Krishna keeps them around his neck. He loves his devotees so much. His love surpasses millions and zillions of the love of millions and zillions of mothers put together. We cannot imagine how much Krishna loves us. We have we cannot estimate by our material understanding. So that's Krishna's garden. Now we will, do you know any other words which mean lotus? Maybe, do you know any other words which have this? Like one we studied in this verse is pankaja. Any other synonyms of the word lotus? No?
Kamal.
Kamal, very nice. Okay, I'll share with you and then you will recall. You may have heard these words, but look at these, all these synonyms of the word lotus. Kamala, Pankaja, Nalina, Arvinda, Arvinda Aksha. Have you heard Arvinda Aksha? Have you heard Kamala Lochana? Jalaja, Saroja, Rajiva Lochana. Have you heard Rajiva Lochana? That's Krishna's name. Rajiv is lotus and Lochana is eyes, one whose eyes are like lotus. Pundarika is a white lotus actually. Pundarikaksha, that's one with the white lotus like eyes. Ambhoja or Ambhuja. So, so many words um, representing or which tell that Krishna's represents the Krishna's beauty is compared to the lotus. So Arvind Bandhu. Who is Arvinda? Bandhu. Arvind is also like Surya is Arvind Bandhu. So
Okay.
one who blossoms when it comes, like lotus blossoms when the Surya comes or the sun comes. So is also called Arvind Bandhu. Sun is the friend of lotus. So Arvind is actually lotus, so Surya is the friend of lotus, or vice versa. They both are friends. And there are lotuses with different colors: blue lotus, white lotus, purple, etc. So now uh, we can, combine. The eyes have different names like Lochana, Netra, Aksha, Pundarikaksha, Kamal Nayana, Rajiv Lochana, Nalina Lochana, Nalina Nayana. All these are different, bona fide names actually. Jakshu. Then same with Charana. You can combine the different words used for Charana or Angriya in this scenario. Nabhi or navel, hands, Kara. Kavakara Kamala Varena Kham. See how everything is connected. You're speaking this Arti every day. Kara Kamala. So in this combination, we can, like learn so many names of Krishna by comparing his beauty, his all his aspects, all his bodily features are compared to lotus. The lotus eyes, the lotus navel, the lotus feet, the lotus hands, the lotus. Everything is lotus because everything is extraordinarily beautiful. And same is true for Krishna's deity. So when we take darshan of the Lord, we should always go from bottom to top. That is the lotus feet up to the lotus face. One should not immediately go and jump to the face. Similarly, while reading Srimad Bhagavatam, it is recommended that we read from Canto 1 onwards, which 1 and 2 compare to the lotus feet of the Lord, and Canto 10 compare to the lotus face of the Lord. Although it's fine if someone wants to jump, really, if someone wants to go their own way, but ideally it's not recommended. But Prabhupada's purport will always bring him to the right conclusion. So while we are taking darshan, we should go while praying at the lotus feet, then gradually going up to the knees, the thighs, the waist, the chest, the arms, then the wonderful neck, then the face, then the hairs, and then the full body. That is the right way. Now the question may come, oh, why is Kunti Maharani, who's the great devotee, not doing so? The first thing is saying, Namo Pankaja Nabhaya. First, all glories, I offer my obeisance to the one who has a beautiful lotus-like navel or abdomen. So then she goes to the garland going up from navel to the garland, and then netra, then coming down. So the reason Prabhupada has given that just to save a painful situation for the Lord, she began to see Lord just above his feet. Will will someone who has a lot of good qualities, let's say a child with a lot of good qualities, will that child like someone uh, who is much elder to him by relationship, because Kunti Maharani is Krishna's aunt, like to say, oh, your lotus feet are great, or will they like to, will the child allow them to bow down before them? No. So so she doesn't want Krishna to feel like that. So just to save a painful situation for the Lord. See, the goal is to, now Kunti Maharani is trying to save the Lord from a painful situation. It's so beautiful. The devotee always tries to give the least pain to the Lord and give the most joy to the Lord. So therefore, just not Kunti Maharani doesn't want to embarrass Krishna. So by chanting Krishna's name, by connecting these Om Apavitram Pavitrova Sarvavastham Gatopi Yasmarit Pundarikaksha, that word comes. Pundarikaksha Bhayan Antara Shuchi. When we chant these verses, that means Om Apavitram Apavitrova Sarvavastham Gatopiva. But one could be in any situation, either pure or impure, inside, outside, whatever situation one may be in. Yasmarit, one who remembers, whom Pundarik Aksha. What is the meaning of Pundarik Aksha? Now I told you just moments back.
Lotus eyes.
Yes, Pundarik means lotus, and Aksha means
Aksh.
eyes.
Yeah.
So one who remembers the lotus eyes, Krishna, the beautiful form of the Lord, Sabhayan Antara Shuchi. That person is purified inside and outside. So, there could be situations where we may not be able to take a proper bath. For example, while traveling to India, it sometimes takes more than 24 hours, 30 hours. We may have to, clean up our bowels and stuff. We may not be able to take a proper bath. Or there could be certain other situations also where we should take bath, but we are not able to take bath due to whatever reason. Some situations, or someone goes through some big like medical surgery or something. They're not sometimes supposed to take bath, or just to not damage the injured portion of their body. So in those situations, it doesn't mean that we stop taking bath and just chant this mantra and say, oh, I'm pure now. This is like to purify ourselves in any situation. And even before doing arti, even if we have taken bath, we can chant this mantra, Om Apavitram Pavitrova. Very easy. Sarva avastham gatopi va yasmaret pundarikaksha saha bhayan antara shuchihi. Before
Prabhuji,
starting,
where is this? Prabhuji, where is this sloka, Prabhuji?
oh, I can send this to you. I forgot to add it here. I can send this to you.
Okay, thank you, Prabhuji.
While performing yajnas, while offering deity worship, while purifying ourselves for any service, we can chant before cooking, before, we can chant anytime, because we're always, we need purification, both internal and internal. And what is happening? We're remembering Krishna, the lotus-eyed Pundarikaksha. So the point which Prabhupada is making very, very clear here, that deity worship is not idol worship. It is ideal worship. And we are not at the level to see Krishna everywhere. When I pick a pen, do I see Krishna? When I pick my earphones, do I see Krishna? When I pick my car keys, do I see Krishna? Do I feel like offering arti to my car keys? Do I feel like bowing down? But when we see and go to the temple and see the deity, do we see Krishna? Do we feel like serving? Do we feel like bowing down? Do we feel like giving something to them? So it is very, very important to worship deity, especially for grihasthas, especially for everyone. Actually, it is one of the five main limbs. Deity worship is ideal worship, and one must do according to one's capacity. And as mentioned in this purport, also there are multiple forms like metal, wood, clay, sand, paint, and mind also. So at least one can get the paint deities, that means lamination, and then gradually get the metal or the wood or some marble deity depending upon one's situations. God Nitai deities are very merciful. Radha Krishna deities need a lot of much more attention, but God Nitai have specially descended in this day and age, and one doesn't need to wait for initiation. Oh, I'll get initiated, then I'll get. No, that's not for God Nitai deities. One can easily get, and one tries one's best. They are very merciful. Parama Karuna Pahudujana Nitai Gaurachandra. The most merciful incarnation, the Parama Karuna, have descended, and they do not ask anything. They just say, "You try, we will help you. You just try. Rest, everything will be taken care." So the 8 forms of deities are mentioned, and we will also, one day in our yoga sessions, we will meditate upon the deities' lotus feet in the mind, which is a very good and bona fide process, also called as dhyanam, also in the Navda Bhakti called as smaranam, or remembering. Yah smaret pundarikaksha. See, the word smaranam and yah smaret. Yah means jo, who, smaret, remembers, whom, pundarikaksha, one who remembers the lotus-eyed Lord, he is purified. So deity worship, very, very important. Now we have already discussed this aspect, that Krishna's beauties is not enhanced by the ornaments or the garlands or the lotuses, but rather the lotus or the ornaments beauty is enhanced by Krishna wearing them. So deity worship, very, very important, and this verse is also very nice and simple. And just to sum up, we discussed multiple meanings. First, the creation from Lord Brahma, who is coming from the depression, the navel of Garbhodakshai Vishnu. Then the next point, all the universes combined together also represent Pankaj Maline. Then the other aspect is to become like a lotus. That means be in this world but not of this world. The other meaning is try to become like a lotus on Krishna's neck. That means by being a pure devotee. One other meaning is the spiritual world is also like Goloka Vrindavan. Vrindavana Ramyasthana Divya Chintamani Dhama Ratana Sushobhit. It's a very nice bhajan which explains that how, if you want, I can open that Ashta Sakhi. They are like the 8 petals of the lotus, and then the manjaris. So like that, they're all trying to serve Krishna, who Radha and Krishna, and help in those pastimes. So the Ashtasakhis are like the first 8 petals, and then the other petals are like the manjaris, the assistants of those main principal gopis, who are always trying to serve Krishna and to add rasa and nourish the pastimes. So that we can remember as the spiritual world, Goloka Vrindavan, and also the lotus form. And then to be a lotus in Krishna's, uh, around Krishna's neck. Any other comments or questions? And we also discussed the importance of deity worship, and we discussed so many names of Krishna. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devakinandanaya Cha. This verse also very easy to remember. You can try to learn this also. And then we also discussed the 4 thieves. Very nice story. Anyone has any other comments, questions?
Thank you, Prabhuji. Very nice. We have to learn the different names of lotuses, so we remember more Krishna names.
Yes. Yes. You see, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 times 6, 66 here. 7, 8, 9, 10. So there are more than 100 names right here. So these Kamala is often used Lochana, Nalina, Arvinda Aksha, Pushkaraksha, Pundarikaksha, Padamalochana. Actually, Padma I have not written actually, but Padma is also one of the names of Krishna, of lotus, right?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Padma, Padmanabha Swami, right? You have that? You've been there, Padmanabha.
Yes.
So that's Padma, Nabha. See?
Hmm.
Naba.
Any other questions or before we stop? And to stop, you want to read one more, or what's your schedule like? So now Kunti Maharani will be remembering after this the different atrocities they have gone through, all the dangers Kunti Maharani and her children have gone through in the next set of verses. Maybe we can discuss that next time because it will take time. Oh, it's already 5:50. And I don't want to, because you may have other plans as well. What's any questions before we stop, or any other your reflections or comments?
I joined late, but
Sorry.
remember and recite every day.
Yeah, your network is little. Maybe I couldn't get it properly. If you want to repeat.
No, Prabhu. I was saying I'm sorry for joining very late.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much for giving chance. So we have covered how many verses so far?
5, Prabhuji.
5. And you have almost learned it, which is very good. Today's verses were easier to learn than the
Yeah.
previous ones. So you can learn B5, and you can, if you are comfortable with 5, then move to the next one also. So maybe in the next session we can cover the verses. But it is very nice. I mean, the goal is not to complete, but the goal is to relish these wonderful pastimes of the Supreme Lord and be absorbed. That's the goal. The goal is not to complete this thing, because it is not, we'll get an award after completing. It is not like a material race. The goal is to relish and be absorbed and remember Krishna, remember his pastimes, remember his qualities, and be happy. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much for giving this chance. And thank you. You're on mute. You're speaking something.
I
Thank you,
tried to
Prabhuji.
memorize the 6th sloka also, Prabhuji, but it was very hard to memorize. I mean, I'm so bad at Hindi and Sanskrit, so memorizing is a little difficult.
It's fine. When it is difficult, then Krishna, is more merciful.
Yes.
So don't worry. Your attempt is your success. Okay? Your attempt is your success. Vipra kahe murkh ami shabd arth nahi jani. Shuddha shuddha Gita padi guru agya mani. Vipra kahe murkh ami. Vipra means Brahmana. Say the South Indian Brahmana was trying to read Bhagavad Gita. He didn't know, should I hold like this or should I hold like this? He didn't know that. He said, Vipra kahe murkhami. Intelligent people say I am murkha. Shabd arth nahi jani. I do not know the meaning. What is Vasudev? What is Bhagavan? What I do not understand all this. Shuddha Ashuddha. Sometimes I'm reading properly, sometimes I'm reading improperly. Shuddha Ashuddha Gita Padi, Guru Agya Mani. I'm trying to follow my teacher, my Guru. And Lord Chaitanya embraced him. And then he asked, Why are you crying? He said, I'm not a very intelligent. I can see that Krishna, who is the Supreme Lord, is driving the chariot. Just seeing that, his mercy, his bhakta vatsalta gives so much tears in my eyes. Lord Chaitanya said, You have understood the essence of Bhagavad Gita because you're trying, you're following your guru. So don't worry about the, how we pronounce these verses, how much we're able to retain. We're trying. That's what, that South Indian Brahmana showed. Thank you. Thank you for trying.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay, so we will pause here for today and continue with the next 3 verses next time, whenever you order me.
No, no, Prabhu, no, Prabhu. Whenever you permit.